Massive glaciers, staggering mountains, plains dotted with wild animals. We sure live in a big, beautiful world, and while pinpointing all of Mother Nature's greatest heads could take a lifetime, we think these out-of-this-world landscape and inspiring wonders from Arizona to Antarctica need to move to the very top of your travel list. Number 10. Pali Coast, dominating and defining the northwest of Kaua'i. Pali Coast is one of Hawaii's most famous and photographed sites. Its gigantic, thick, jagged cliffs rise to 1,200 meters above the sparkling waters of the Pacific Ocean, with scenic beaches and coves hidden below. As the rugged terrain is so inaccessible, the only way to visit is by hiking, kayaking, or helicopter, with phenomenal panoramas wherever you look. While it is famed for having featured in Jurassic Park, the grand and gorgeous stretch of coastline has appeared in numerous films and TV shows over the years. Number 9. Mount Everest as the highest mountain in the world. Mount Everest attracts climbers of all levels, from well-experienced mountaineers to novice climbers willing to pay substantial sums to professional mountain guides to complete a successful climb. Other 8,000 bears, such as K2, are much more difficult to climb. Mount Everest still has many inherent dangers, such as altitude, sickness, weather, and wind. At the base of Everest, Sherpas and mountaineers work overtime to prepare for their trip to the summit. Number 8. Pulpit Rock, one of the most famous and phenomenal sites in Norway. The prominent Pulpit Rock lies in the southwest of the country, overlooking the lovely Lisa Fjord. Formed during the last ice age, the sheer cliff tower 604 meters above its surroundings, with staggering views of the deep, dark waters and dramatic landscapes below due to the outstanding beauty. Pulpit Rock attracts hundreds of tourists every year. Number 7. Lake Baikal, the deepest and oldest lake on Earth. Lake Baikal is reputed to boast some of the clearest and cleanest waters around. To top it all off, the enormous freshwater lake contains more water than all of the Great Lakes in North America combined. With so many accolades to its name, it's no wonder that Lake Baikal is nicknamed the Pearl of Siberia. While the lake makes for fabulous viewing when the summer sun glints off its dark waters, it is no less impressive in the winter when it freezes up to 2 meters deep in part. Whether it's ice skating across the surface or hiking along the scenic shoreline, Lake Baikal is a nature lover's dream. Number 6. The Maldives, located in the middle of the Indian Ocean. The idyllic Maldives archipelago is spellbinding, really beautiful. Close to the equator, the Maldives has a warm and tropical climate that's perfect for a lazy beach days all year round. This low-lying island group is celebrated for its high level of luxury and emphasis on the slow life. Perfect for honeymooners, the Maldives designer accommodation is out of this world. Take your pick of underwater villas, overwater villas, and everything in between. There's even an underwater restaurant for those looking to dine, surrounded by schools of tropical fish, as relaxing is the key in the Maldives. You can spend your days sipping on cocktails and sunbathing, interspersed with a diving excursion to keep things interesting. Number 5. Banff National Park. Canada's oldest national park, Banff is chock full of awesome scenery. Set amongst the beauty of the Canadian Rockies, the park contains several beautiful lakes, including Lake Louise, the gem of the park, and the much-photographed Moraine Lake. It's also a good place to see glaciers, ice fields, and wildlife, including elk, deer, moose, and bears. As a year-round tourism destination, the park draws 3 million visitors annually. They come for the winter sports and summer hiking and camping. Number 4. Pamukkale. Pamukkale, meaning cotton castle in Turkish, is an unreal landscape in western Turkey. Famous for its white terraces, the terraces are made of travertine, a sedimentary rock deposited by water with a very high mineral content from the hot springs. People have bathed in its pools for thousands of years. The ancient Greek city of Hierapolis was built on top of the hot springs by the kings of Pergamon. The ruins of the baths and other Greek monuments can still be seen at the site. Number 3. The Northern Lights. An incredible natural phenomenon. The polar lights and their captivating colors, shapes, and swirls appear when there is solar activity. The best chance to spot them will be in the winter when the nights are longer. The further north you go and the further you travel away from cities, the better your view will be. Besides watching them out of your window, you can also take tours into the wilderness to see the shimmering lights from secluded light-free spots and stay at cozy cabins and campgrounds. Number 2. Antarctica. Antarctica, on average, is the coldest, driest, and windiest continent on the planet and has the highest average elevation of all the continents. Although about 98% of Antarctica is covered in ice, it is technically a desert with very little precipitation. Antarctica is colder than the Arctic because much of the continent is more than 2 miles above sea level. And because the Arctic Ocean covers the North Polar Zone, transferring the ocean's relative warmth through the ice pack. Sea life in Antarctica includes penguins, blue whales, orcas, and seals. Number 1. Halong Bay, located in northeastern Vietnam. Halong Bay resembles a scene from a fantasy story with its thousands of limestone cast islands of different shapes and sizes. Halong means descending dragons, which is indicative of the silhouettes of the limestone outcrops that poke out from the water. Some of the islands contain lakes, while some are hollow with a colorful fairyland of grottos inside. An overnight boat trip is a spectacular way to experience the beauty of the bay and to see as many of the islands as possible. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.